did you not make $1 billion today, Sebastian? That's all, I just want to know, Sebastian. If you knew where the market was going to go, why did you not make $1 billion today?
What's going on, guys? We just added 2 more contracts to this beautiful trade. We are moving and grooving. We're going to lock that in right there. Come to this point, lock in 2 once we cross that again. Over 1,000. All right, we sold 3, so now we're going to look for the extra 2 to take us to the rest of the way. Let me take a little look at this real quick because we want 1,000 out of this. This is 800. 900. Tell you what, we'll go right here to 220. 219.50 to be exact. $300. That's $1,000. We can do that, guys. We can do that. Let's lock in some profit for sure so that we never go negative. All right, and here's the thing. Once we get to 500, I will lock in. Once we get to 800, that's a great trade there. We're at 400 right now. Now we're going to come to right here, lock in there, and we're looking for another at least 2014 right here. So we're going to go to 2014. Our take profit is not far off, but you got to be careful with your greed, right? You got to be careful to manage greed. Don't want to lose a great trade trying to get the perfect trade. So we're gonna lock in right here, $400, no matter what, $400, right? And let's just try to hold out for the 800. 800's at 214. When we get to 800, I will lock that in. This is my take profit right here. We are $13 away from my take profit. I've locked in $400 no matter what, but we're $10 off of that $400. It's selling one. Is it gonna sell both? Come on, fight it. It sold both. But we just made, with the previous 3 contracts, plus these 2 contracts right here, we just made $700. So not a bad trade at all. So shortly after I closed out of my trade, I did make it all the way to 20,230. Remember, we were aiming for 20,216. We have surpassed that now. And we got ourselves up to $1,491. I'm going to stop for the day. I'll answer the question as to why is the $1,500 the goal. Well, the $1,500 was the goal because my goal is 500 a day, and I really haven't traded too much this week. So I was trying to get it all in one day, and I got 1491 in this London session just now. So from 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock, I'm cutting my time short now because I work out at 5. So it's time for my workout. I'm gonna head out here. Let's talk really quickly about what the market is doing and where we're heading. So the market closed out at 561. We're $5 higher than that now. Let's go back to 2 days ago. So 2 days ago, I said that we were going to 555. We did that. We actually we didn't quite make it to 555. We made it to 556 flat, which is close enough to where we needed to get to, which is this blue line here, in order for us to start pushing up. The goal is to break into the 570s coming up here. So we're at 566 to start the day. Why that's a positive thing? Because now the pullback is to 562 instead of pulling back to 555, right? Which will allow us to go through this area here. Let me go to a single screen real quick for you guys. Which will allow us to go through this area right here, this 564 that we're already past, into 567, and get us into the supply zone. The supply zone starts at 567.81. Put this on the 4-hour time frame. You can see that we broke into it on Friday. We're trying to get back in here. Once we do that, now you can make it to 568. Now you can make it to the 570 all the way up to the 572 region. And that's where they're trying to get back to. They're trying to fill this gap from this order group that was created over here, taking us to $571. Then that will take us up to 572. And that is the target. Now, the low target for when we fall, like I said, because we're starting at 567 on the day, maybe 568, the low target is now these gaps over here, 562. Now it'll fall back 50% because they basically filled this entire order group right here, but they could always get back down to 555 on a really hard push down. But you're looking at 562 to start as your low, and then 565 if things fall apart after the low is hit. But more than likely, like I said, we're pushing for the 570 to 572 region to fill all of these gaps on the 4-hour time frame that were created over here. This puts us right at $571, basically, about 8 cents off of it. But you guys have a great night. Like I say, it's gym time for me. And, you know, stay disciplined, stay patient, let the trades come to you. That's where I found the most success in day trading comes from being patient, picking and choosing my battles very wisely, and letting the trade come to me. Whenever I try to FOMO in or chase a trade, I lose majority of the time because my stop loss isn't in a valid spot, and because I run such a tight stop loss, my stop loss normally needs to be in a very valid spot. But once again, you guys know the motto: take the easy money. Make this as easy on yourself as possible. Keep it as simple as possible. You're going to learn a lot of terminology. You're going to learn a lot of different tips and strategies from people. You need to figure out what works for you and then do that every single day. I know it gets boring. I know it gets monotonous, but guess what? That monotony adds up to a monopoly, which is you getting money, okay? You guys have a great day. Happy hunting out there. This is your boy Sebastian. This has been another Full Transparency Trading Session, and I'm out.